All right. So
I don't think racist is a sub race.
You should set the racism and sexism tags on.
Racism and sexism tags. Oh yeah. Because here in Poppy Quest, my world is extremely racist. I don't even know where to do that.
Yeah.
It was fun. You know, it was funny reading through when I was setting up my sheet. I was like, you know, I might have picked one of the odder races to be a warlock, being that giants aren't like inherently evil.
And gambling, because this is D&D, where everything you do is a gamble. All right. So you guys have all read your introductions. Am I correct on that? You all know why you're standing here at this point in time. Just say yes if you do. No? No one?
I
Yes.
do, but the group of people I see is the one I'm expecting, or?
So, alright, how about I start with you, Isolte. Isolte. You and Kana are walking up to a kiosk. You know, around town there are plenty of these kiosks there. They are to help you gather information, send mail, get directions, get into contact with government officials, report crime, etc. You know them well. You probably came here once or twice to find a direction to a friend's house. And as you walk up to this kiosk, at the exact same time, you see a group of people. A strange collection of people. You see a giant. You see a human. No, you see a giant and two elves. One particularly short. Why don't we start describing ourselves? First off, Mr. Raphael, what does Isolt see?
A 16-foot tall giant wearing red robes with a hood and an odd tattoo sticking out from underneath one sleeve.
You see a particularly tall giant, 16 feet, one of the more abnormally tall of his kind. A giant height of legend, or at least recent legend. From your studies,
Destined for greatness.
From your studies, you know that there have been giants who have been reported to be about as 20 or 25 feet tall, even. And then, standing between the giant and the male elf, there is a rather short, diminutive elf. Still, what does Isolde see? What the fuck?
I can't tell. Okay, the music.
It's
going
the
surprisingly
ads.
hard there.
There are ads on this video. Oh my god.
Like, damn, that's an early fight scene.
Just download this so I don't have to be on top of it.
Blessed by the amazing dice, we have a 4/6 female elf with silver purplish hair in a braid with gray eyes. She is wearing a purple cloak with a quiver of arrows at her side.
She is a somewhat familiar sight, although you're not too familiar with elves who lack the customary white vine tattoos upon their faces. And she is rather short, which is very uncommon amongst the white vine elves. Your cohorts are, well, they tend to be about your height or taller even. And then beside her is a male elf. Rowan, why don't you describe what Isolde sees?
Well, Isolde sees a 5'4" elf with a very heavy 5 o'clock stubble. because he has not shaven in several days due to the binge of alcohol that he has consumed. He wears a long brown coat that has tons of chips, meat, and spills.
A rather disheveled man. You don't really see his kind around this town. He seems rather uncouth to you, Isilta. In the corner of your eyes, the three of you see a couple of humans approach this kiosk, which is strange to you from your knowledge of the region. Jinkei should be mostly elvish, but both of these individuals, well, as far as you could tell, both of these individuals have round ears. But, Isilta, what do these people see in the corner of their eye as they approach this kiosk?
Basically a 5'3" girl with a petite frame, ash blonde hair, and there is she's wearing a Eastern dress, kind of like a kimono, and has a veiled hat on.
Yes, and beside her, you will see a somewhat tall and stocky woman. Rich, blonde hair, green eyes that are somewhat vibrant. She is human, and she wears similar garb. From what you can tell, she may be a servant of some sort. But, as all of you approach this kiosk at the exact same time,
Fuck. House, we were looking for a cute girl named Rue. I don't even remember where the hell I got that from, but what the hell am I thinking?
yes, Raphael Sill, as you stand here in awkward silence, confused about why you're actually here, your new friend blurts out this line. Suddenly, just out of the blue, completely breaking the silence. Even the attendant at this kiosk is taken aback by this outburst.
Oh, did you guys actually hear that? I am looking for a cute girl named Rue.
The attendant
Ooh.
tries to hide their embarrassment for you. Yes, House Huey? It can be found if you just go blah blah blah. She gives you instructions. And she kinda eyes the lot of you. And what would your business there be?
I comb my hair with my hands. I have business there.
I have business there.
She nods nervously. Yes, of course. If you
I
like,
pick all the crumbs off my shirt.
I could call for a guard or two to escort you there.
Damn it.
How do you respond to her offering the guard to escort you?
Do it. I want to get out of the sunlight. This fucking hangover is killing me.
Yes, of course. She walks into the larger section of the kiosk and disappears for a bit. And Isolt, you heard this all clearly as well, just to let you know. It
Okay.
was a very loud exchange. It was not quite in the least bit.
I will look at Kara and ask, now why would that odd ensemble be looking for Rue?
I believe they might have business from the outside. It could not hurt to ask.
By the way, guys, have you seen an instrument somewhere?
Do I look like I have an instrument?
I look at Syl and I remember I had one when we were drinking. Oh well. Whatever. Get me out of here.
Some descriptors might help.
Like what
More than
type
just
of instrument?
Yeah.
I will approach the group.
Do I look like I can remember?
So you need to get yourself together.
I say. Please go ahead.
I looked through my notebook. Damn, that wasp hunter red part was really damn good.
I don't think you've ever had a character that inspires so much secondhand cringe.
It's great, isn't it?
I pat the elf on his back.
It's an absolute mess.
We'll figure it out. Does he have any, or does he look like he's like his head? I'm gonna inspect his head and see if he's like had brain damage or anything.
There are no signs of brain damage on this man, but not as far as you can tell, at least.
Alright, I approach the group and I will say to them, excuse me, I couldn't help but hear that you have some business with Miss Hui.
To be fair, after last night, I don't even remember what my business is with anyone. But if our drunk friend says that's who we have business with, I would assume that's the one thing he does remember.
Gold and magic items. I think it was mostly gold.
Alright, I continue nodding my head. It was something of that sort. Now, the details are lost somewhere in the tiny heads of my compatriots here. I was unaware. I was unaware they might have forgotten them or not had their story quite as straight before we came along up here.
Is the kiosk lady still there?
Man, please help my compatriot here.
No, she has not returned.
Have you ever seen this man in your life? I'm just fucking dying. It's just...
The kiosk lady.
So, what's the
returns.
last thing you remember? Syl says, looking up at the giant, while we obviously know about. Rowan is looking for people and is having a bit of a hangover.
I really need some water right now. I go look for the kiosk lady.
She returns
And ask
as
for
soon
water.
as soon as
I like lean on my staff and look down at the tiny elf.
God damn it. As soon as Syl asks.
Yeah, I
I
love to
don't-
rescue food.
I don't quite recall exactly. I remember you and the other man there speaking about our business today. I recall the magic items and the gold, my main interest. I
Remember the gold and that's
assumed,
about it.
I assumed you had the details. I came along mainly to assist you lesser folk on account of your small stature and such for an escort.
Song is too big to import into fucking.
I'm sure anyone that tries to attack us will see you a mile away and just turn tail.
That is correct.
I'll just use the one that I have. Load.
I will turn to the giant and speak in Black Bloom. So you seem like the sane one in this group. But you don't seem to know what your business is with Miss Hui.
I will respond in Blackburn. And
Also, Bobby, you're muted, by the way.
the little one over there,
Okay.
the little one over there requested my assistance with escorting someone from these parts. Said there was gold. And I had some other business.
Escort where? If you don't mind me asking.
At this point in time, the kiosk lady returns. If you would just wait about 5 minutes, there will be a group of people here to escort you to the House of Hugh.
Can I get some water?
Sure. Do you have any coin?
I dig through my pockets. I don't even know.
As you dig through your pockets, you do indeed find a smattering of coins. You have like 3 coppers and 2 silvers.
I hand him 3 coppers. Just, get me like water.
She sheepishly nods her head and takes just 2 coppers and then walks away. You will see her ladling some water into a pewter bowl. You'll return to the desk and she will hand it to you. But she does so in a way as though she's like trying to make sure that you don't like make contact with her hands as she hands the bowl to you. Like she's kind of disgusted by what she sees and she doesn't want any of it on her.
Perfect. I grab the bowl and pour it all over myself.
Okay. It's a decent sized bowl. You
Yeah,
are
I pour it all over myself. Trying to
rather-
wake myself up.
rather wet. She takes the bowl as you hand
I
it
step back from the splash.
And again, she looks a little disgusted. She does look your way, Isilta.
I comb my hair with my hands and give them a smile and a thumbs up.
And she replies to you, Isilta, or she says to you, Isilta, in White Vine, do you need any help, young miss? And she tries to, even though she says it in your language, she's kind of being shy and quiet about it, like she's trying to keep her words a secret from them.
I respond back in Whitevine. Yes, I was actually looking for the same person there. So I guess I will just follow.
She looks worried about that response, and then she looks to Canna, who has the symbol of your house on her as a necklace, sort of like a brooch. And she kind of gives her a look and kind of sort of closes her eyes and bows her head. And the lady at the desk nods and is like, oh, well, if you need anything, you let me know. And she looks to the strange group of people that you're with. And 5 minutes. You just stay right here. And she doesn't exit the kiosk like she did last time, but she does go and sits on the other side, away from you guys.
Okay, now that I'm mildly sobered up,
Are you like this
when
every
are we
time you
going?
drink?
Nah, maybe. Yeah.
I think we found the instrument.
I'm sorry, did you hear that?
I heard the twang of like your mics. Yeah.
Do you need to dry off, or are you good? And just looking at him while he's dripping water.
No, I'm waking up. I'm doing good. Damn, I only have 3 silvers left? Fuck.
I'm gonna make a mental note to like look into an illusion to hide the more unseemly parts of my friend here.
You mean his whole body?
Just making disguise other.
I take off my long coat and just shake it off in the outside. Just get all the crumbs and shit off.
Never a disappointing character, Haku.
So, did I tell you guys about Valulu?
Who?
I think you may have actually missed a head injury on him.
I'm gonna lean down and look really close at his head.
Why don't you give me a medicine check?
Let me see what medicine is.
That'd probably help if I opened your guys' character sheets as well.
Oh yeah, let me give you my character sheet distribution. I just really don't have anything on it yet, though.
That's fine. Save it until you got it done.
Oh.
Yeah, I got the distribution done, though.
You have 10 medicine. That's not bad. Oh wait, no, that's plus 6 medicine. Never mind. That's awful.
Yeah.
It's horrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look around at his head. I mean, if you feel his head, right? If you feel his tiny little elven head in your giant hands, it might feel like there's a tender spot here and there, like you might have, bumped it somewhere, maybe on a door frame, or when you're hanging out on a chair and you're just tilting it back and all of a sudden it falls underneath you and you're like, damn, I shouldn't have done that. And then you get up, sit back in the chair the exact same way you used to. That might have happened once or twice, recently within the week. But there's no definitive proof of brain damage. Not that you can tell.
Does Rowan have a collar?
No. Well, no, he doesn't visibly have a slave collar. There's no marking or, elven slave heraldry on him.
Okay, and I'm assuming it's the same as with the free elf one as well?
He doesn't have a free elf collar either. There's no collar on his neck. Anything he's
Interesting.
wearing on his neck is completely decorative and his own choosing. Where am I?
So, since I don't seem to remember, what exactly are we being paid to do?
You're the one that told me, hey, there's gold here. And then we fucking got drunk.
Yeah, that's all I remember myself.
Now, from what I was told, we were supposed to escort a noble's daughter from around these parts to Lakeshore. Now, how is it that one that requested my assistance for this job does not recall, and this young lady over here seems to be more interested in it
I love
and have a
imposing
bit
strife
more
upon my
insight
players.
than y'all two do?
Wait, where the hell are we right now?
I know you have a hangover, but we're in Jin K.
Boy, you got something worse than a hangover. What was in that alcohol?
I quickly go to the kiosk, girl.
It was some medicinal grade stuff. That wasn't no normal alcohol I ever seen.
I ask her, where's your best taverns?
You're
you-
not drinking.
She sheepishly from the other side of the kiosk. Are you staying here for a time?
Yeah, I am actually trying to chronicle several different weird drinks. So, I take out my notebook. Do you have any places you could recommend that has the nastiest, weirdest, or strongest drinks that you have? It doesn't even have to be alcoholic.
She looks like she desires to not respond to you. Especially when you start calling things weird. Well, there is a tavern for travelers. If you want to go down, and she gives you a set of directions to find this place. But I cannot speak for their drinks. At least, I wouldn't have called any of them weird.
Brush it off. That's fine. I'll figure it out on my own. What about potion shops? Medicine men? Alchemist?
What would she say to an outsider like you? The White Vine clan is well known for their discovery of various kinds of medicine, and are the number one purveyors of refined health to all elven kind. Is there something specific that you seek?
Nope. Just the fact that you told me that there's several great drinks around here just means that I'm in the right place now.
You have 3 silver. What are you going to buy?
I really don't know. We're gonna cross that bridge once we get there.
Around this time, you'll hear the boot beats of about 5 elven men. Quite fine elves. Dressed somewhat finely. They don't look like soldiers or guards of any kind, but they approach and they speak to Isolta in the White Vine tongue. Were we summoned here to escort you, young lady? Is that correct?
No, you would be escorting them. I point at the group. But I will follow around. I do have some business at the Hui estate.
Of course. And then he looks at you three, and he tries to decide which one of you is the leader. He looks at...
I will intervene and say, talk to the giant.
he does sort of look at you. He's like, I was going to trust a fellow clan member as well, the coalition member. He looks at you, Raphael, and he starts to speak in the outsider tongue, Black Bloom outsider tongue. It is your group who requires escort to the House of Hui. Hui?
That is correct, sir. My compatriots seem to have had a bit of a lapse of their senses, but I believe we're supposed to be escorting a young Hui to destination of their choosing.
I understand. And this man here, as he points to, he tries to hide the fact that he's pointing to Rowan, but he is pointing at Rowan. Is this man befitting of this place? He will not cause any trouble with you.
I'd like to think he won't. He's a bit under the weather. Might have bumped his head, but he should be fine. If he causes any problems, I'll take care of him.
While you are an outsider, you are a member of the Rose. We will remind you that public drunkenness is frowned upon here in Jinkai.
I grab Ron's shoulder and I'm like, did you hear that? Public drunkenness is a crime around these parts.
Well, good thing I wasn't public drunk, just hungover.
Good thing indeed.
Now, if you and your friends will follow us, we will lead you to the House of Hui.
Lead on.
Wait, it's pronounced Hui, not Hui?
I have no idea how
It's
it's
Hui.
pronounced. Hui. He begins to lead you guys. He takes the point while 4 soldiers go onto your flanks, and they kind of just, escort you in this little box formation across the town. It takes a while. It's probably about 20 to 30 minutes of walking. But eventually you will find yourself in front of a very fine estate, a very large estate. The estate itself has its own a group of guards standing outside. They are dressed in similar garb to the guards who are currently escorting you, but these ones have a mix of red sashes and golden linings on their clothes. You, Isolta, will know that this is sort of the trim of people who are of a higher caste. It is quite similar to your own.
Mm-hmm.
The guard goes and talks to one of the men standing at the gate. They exchange some words in the White Vine tongue. Isolta, if you wish to know what he's saying, you can.
Sure, I will listen.
He's telling them exactly what he was told, that these people and I forget the word for esteemed human, are here.
Sasha.
No, that's sister.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That they're here to escort or to see off the young Rue. What was your last name?
Hui.
Rue Hui. See her off to Lakeshore. They exchange some more words. Most of them are just pleasantries, as one runs off to the grounds to go and find the young Hu, or confirm that this is in fact what's going on. After a while, the guard at the front, the guards that escorted you here, they will return to your group and they will tell you, or they will say that while they sort things out, we have other business to attend to. And he looks at you again, Raphael, and he says, in the Black Bloom outsider tongue, make sure you keep these ones under control. And he leaves.
I nod my head.
I elbow Silwyn.
It's not even her name, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't. I elbow that short one. You know, this light swatch wasn't this uptight.
And she'll just stare with like a blank expression and what?
I said, you know what? Never mind.
Oh, no.
One of the guards turns. He talks in a bit of a heated exchange with the guard at the front. The guard at the front shakes his head and then starts pointing at him, yelling at him, tells him to go back, points down the path and gives out a sigh. Isolta, you know that apparently the guard who returned said that the girl refuses to leave, and that is true. That it's what they said is true, that she is supposed to be leaving to Lakeshore soon, but the girl refuses to leave. And the guy at the front is like, yeah, get back there and tell him that the escort's here. It's time to go. Like, well, I don't get it. What am I supposed to do? She doesn't budge. What am I supposed to do? Just drag her out here? And he's like, yeah, drag her out here.
I will approach the guards.
Yeah.
Do they recognize me?
Yeah, let's see. You are in similar esteem to the Hui family.
Okay.
They look at you. Young Tormazi, what business do you have at our esteemed house?
Well, I am here to help with the relocation of Miss Rue. If you don't mind, could I follow you? And would you get a cart or carriage ready?
We will do exactly that. I take it your brother has sent you here?
I not.
Very well. What's his name? Turin? I believe Turin has always been an ally of our family. It is ashamed that there's so much friction in this recent enterprise. He opens the gate and he points at one of his guys, and when that guy becomes the new gate guard as he invites you in.
I go inside.
Okay. The three of you watch this happen as if it's all natural. The party's already split. I love it. You walk down the pathway to the House of Hui. It is quite a fine estate. It's much nicer than your own, even though your families are in relative esteem. Both of you have families who have served in the War of Man. Both of you have families who have devoted their lives to enriching White Vine knowledge and technology. But the Hui family seems to be sort of a cut above. At least that's what it looks like. That's the feeling you get just by being here. You eventually make your way inside and up a flight of stairs to where you will find a rather distressed handmaiden, or pair of handmaidens, one of them crying, the other one consoling her as a guard is banging heavily on the solid wood door that leads to Ru Hui's room. As you can see, young Tamazi, we have had some troubles here recently. Well, like I said, this exchange has a great amount of friction applied to it. Most of the handmaidens here who have taken care of the young Ru since she was a baby, they are not too happy. They feel as if they are losing their child. They too resist us. But the master believes that this would be the best opportunity for our house. And that opportunity will spill on to you and your brother as long as this deal is made. If you believe you can help, please, by all means.
I nod. So I'm guessing the room is not accessible right now, right?
No. At least you see a guard banging on the door, like he's shouting expletives at the door, and he, blames the two handmaidens on the side over here for not helping.
Alright, give me 1 second, I need to read something. Alright, I will ask the guard to kind of like announce me, or like ask for a meeting with Miss Ru on my estate.
At your estate?
No, on my estate.
On your stead. Okay. The guard lets out a sigh. Accepting aid from other houses. Have we fallen so low? Of course, young Damazi.
And do not make it about the relocation. Just say something else.
Of course. He straightens himself up into a little like formal, upright stance, and he expresses the he states, Lady Rue, we have an esteemed guest to our house. The young Tamazi has come to speak with you. He stops for a second, because you are human, and he's never introduced a human like this before. It's a very rare circumstance. The noble lady of the Tomazi house has come to speak with you, daughter of Urzan Hui. I can't remember this fucking name. And then he steps aside and he sort of gives a bow to you. And you know now that this is your time to approach the door and announce yourself.
I approach and I just say, good morning, Miss Rue. It is Isolde from the... What's my house name? Forgot.
Jermazi.
Tursani.
I forgot nobility.
I am Isolde from House Tursani. I would like to talk to you about the current enterprise I am taking part of.
You hear some movement from behind the door. You know, it has to be rough, loud, heavy footprints because these doors are quite thick, just like the ones back at your home. You hear from behind the door a muffled voice. Are you the girl from... Are you the one that I had classes with back when we were young children?
Yes, I am glad you remember.
The human girl.
Yes.
She creaks the door open ever so slightly. The guard tries his best to keep that bowing pose as you hear grumbles coming from him. You wish to do business?
I not.
Please, quick, come inside. As she opens the door just wide enough for you to squeeze through.
I get in. What do I see inside?
It's a rather nice room. It's very similar to yours. However, although I don't know what Isolta's proclivities are in terms of decor, hers is extremely feminine, and like there's fluffy white things all over the place. All sorts of plush toys. Aside from the one like gigantic suit of armor all the way in the back, which looks like it looks like it's meant for a average White Vine elf, but it's incredibly bulky. And it also looks really fucking mean. Like, like a Guts' berserker armor while active. Kind of mean.
God damn.
It is a gnarly piece of metal and leather. Aside from that, like a
Is
standard
she alone?
noble girl's room. Yes, she is alone.
All right. I enter and I bow to her.
She bows back and she moves over to a table, cleans some things off of it, and offers you to sit.
I take off my my veil, and while I'm going towards the table, I look at the armor and just complimented it. Like, it's a very impressive set of armor.
It is of a special design. I was hoping to work on it here, but my father feels like I need to marry some Western noble. And that would put a... what are those things that the gnomes call it? A wrench in my plans. She
Mhm.
takes a seat and she moves to pour some wine into a couple glasses, a couple cups. But the esteemed Termazi family, we could work together quite well. Well, if there is an enterprise that you have for me that would be of import to Jinkei, that would allow me to delay this arrangement. And your people work with medicine? Is that correct?
We do, yes.
What would you have for me?
Well, we have recently come around a new how to explain this? It is kind of like smelling salt. This is off character, by the way. That helps warriors like get a second wind,
Amphetamines?
kinda.
Damn, dealing the skooma.
Moon sugar. Wait, you said that was all out of character?
Yeah, I'm trying to explain to you what
You're
I'm
trying to explain
trying
to
to
me.
tell to her. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, smelling salts, drugs, ointments, ancient Chinese medicine. I mean, what you
Alright,
explained to
so-
me probably works to explain character.
Alright. Then I will explain the same thing to her. And I will kind of roll kind of be persuasive about it while I like stand and kind of explain with my hands kind of what it does and stuff like that.
Sure, give me a persuasion or a charisma. As previous games have been played, persuasion will give you better results, while charisma will be easier and give you lesser results.
She's an elf, right?
Yes.
Okay, I have a +2 then.
While this is going on, well, while this is going on, and Isilta is doing her best to explain this, is this for real or is this a made up thing you're talking about?
It is a makeup. I mean, it is kind of real, but I'm not really interested in doing business. I'm
Of
just
course. Okay.
trying to get close.
Right. While you're doing this, outside, what's happening with the party? The rest of the party, the Three Stooges.
Alright, I'm waiting patiently and keeping an eye on my two elves. While I'm sitting here, I'm like gonna cross my hands in my lap and touch the sign of the black one. Out of curiosity.
I stare at the giant.
You'll see him touching the odd tattoo on his arm. While
Snake
that is,
venom wine.
Huh?
Snake venom wine. I intently stare at him and say it a third time. Snake venom wine.
And what do you know about wine, boy? I like lean down and look at him.
I need to know where it is. Says giants make it.
That is true. Some of my constituents were in the winery business. But that wasn't my family's specialty, unfortunately.
Damn.
Do you just assume all giants are related?
No.
Then why would you assume he knows where you can find snake venom wine?
Did you not just hear him? He knows what it is.
Yes, but you assumed he did.
And we're past that. My assumption was correct.
As you guys begin having this argument, the the human woman who was walking alongside the other girl who disappeared into the estate walks up to the three of you. Did you say you were looking for snake venom wine, Mr. As she bows to you.
Rowendell.
Mr. Rowendell.
And then I show them my I search my pockets for one of my emblems for my research lab.
Do you have a pocket full of Kalulu emblems?
I have one somewhere here. The others are filled with wrappers, I guess.
Wrappers?
Candy wrappers?
Sir, you are a mess. Yeah, you reach in. The first pocket you reach into has your cursed symbol. However,
Yeah, I tell them that I'm chronicling all the drinks around the world. Weird ones, magical ones, normal ones, mundane ones, whatever you can consume. I'm gonna have to chronicle it.
Have you considered water?
I'm gonna interject here and be like, that is true. My compatriot here is in desperate need of some water at this time. He will be chronicling wines a bit later.
I flipped through my pages. In fact, yes, water is the first thing I wrote down.
She looks a little confused.
It is wet. It is clear. It is refreshing. I will keep on going on, and then I completely ignore them. It can be found in every river, ocean, sea, but it's salty.
She looks a little confused as you show off the emblem and you start saying your whole business here. She tries to regain her composure.
Yeah. So
My master's estate They deal in medicinal concoctions, creations. The snake venom wine is, well, it originally was not a wine, it was more of a medicinal thing. I do believe, and she'll point at Raphael, the giants have perfected it into a proper alcohol, but it is more of a medicine, and my people, well, my master's people, House Tamazi, specialize in the creation of such drugs. If, I could help you acquire some, would that be good?
I straighten up my vest and my jacket. I have no money. I have 3 gold. I have 3 silvers to my name, but I can provide you very good research services. A Kalulu promise.
She raises her hands
No.
and no, in like a negative kind of way. And well, if your reasons to be here align with my young master, I can give it to you for free without a second thought.
Is it something
No.
that can get him drunk?
Wait a minute now. Mr. Rowan. What's the name of that wine in the native tongue? Is it wine you're looking for? Out of curiosity.
I stare at him. I don't know. Felulu told me about it. It was snake venom wine. They said they drank it somewhere.
And this wouldn't happen to be the Moo Chow brew, correct?
The lady perks up. No, that Mu Chow is, that is a very, very fine and coveted wine here, but it is not snake venom. It is
I
a
see.
proper drink.
I was simply curious.
Jesus Christ. Three Stooges. I love it. I say.
I was committed to it. I was like, "Oh, we're Cajun. We're gonna be Southern gentlemen. We have the intellect to be a Southern gentleman. We're gonna do it."
I say, Mr. Rowan.
Boy, I say you done leave that woman and her venom wine alone, boy. I swear to the Lord.
I love it. All right. Well, you guys have your conversation about liquors and whether or not someone should continue to imbibe them. We go back to Isolta. Isolta, you're doing your best to talk about this this miracle drug, this wonder drug that gives warriors a second wind, something powerful, something people have wanted for quite some time. While the prospect of this miracle drug seems to perk the ears visibly, you see a wiggle in this White Vine girl's lop ears as she likes the idea. She likes what she's hearing, but this is not the first time a White Vine has tried to create such a concoction. As a matter of fact, her family has been working with a series of Black Bloom Earthborn alchemists who are also trying to acquire the same medical technologies. But the whole purpose of you doing this is to try to get close to her, correct?
Yeah, physically close.
Well, she's already offered you a seat at the table.
Not sitting next to her. Like actually physically close.
Physically close. Like,
I need to stop her.
yeah, you can get close to her without having to. Even though you fail your persuasion check, you can get close to her and stab her.
Right. I will take one of my needles, which is in like the arm part of my dress.
Mhm.
And when I like pass close to her, I will just stab one of her first fire meridian points, which should sedate her.
Yes. I did not do research on magical Chinese pressure point voodoo. Ooh, that is a good question.
I can give you
Jesus.
yeah, it would be one of the red points.
One of them? Is there a specific spot?
So the ones with the squares on them would be the sedative ones.
The red squares? Red lines with a square on it.
Yes.
Okay. So you walk up to her and you stab her right in the Tianzong.
Okay.
SI-11. Yeah, she's in a fragile state. You can get that off, and the desired result will affect. You hit her with the magical Chinese voodoo acupuncture, and by sedate, do you mean like completely knock out cold, sleeping?
The one you chose, yes, it would be completely knockout.
For how long?
A couple hours.
Jesus. I feel like I made a mistake. Alright. She's out. What do you do?
All right, I will take my needle back and kind of act like there is a commotion. Kind of like Miss Rue, is everything okay? So that I'm heard outside.
Okay. You say that as loudly as you can because you understand that these rooms are almost soundproof. And you'll hear a bit of emotion from outside. You'll hear the door being pulled on and being banged at.
It's closed from inside. I will go towards the door and open it.
There is a series of locks. You unlock all of them. You open the door. The guards stand there. What is wrong? What has happened?
She fell. I forgot how to say this in English. Give me a second. Okay, she fainted. Out of nowhere, we were drinking tea, and she just I don't know.
The guard who was banging on the door, he seems worried, rushed, in a tizzy, flurry, frenzy. No.
I checked her. She seems to be okay, but she just fainted. I look at the guard that brought me here and just make eye contact like,
He gives you an assuring nod. Did I give you a heraldry proficiency?
yes.
You'll note that he has a kind of like a choker on, and that signifies that he is the head guard of this house. He knows quite well what you and your family do. The other guard, he doesn't have any such identification. He doesn't not know your family's business or his own. He walks up to the other guard. You should go and prepare the carriage. Miss Toramazi, her people are skilled in medicine. She can take care of her from here, and when she is better, we will send her off. The guard stands up, bows, and he runs off. The two handmaidens, they are standing in the threshold of the doorway. One of them still crying like she's about to lose a child, and the other one is, she seems very... She's now more upset, visibly upset than she used to be before. Before she was just consoling the crying one, now she's like, you bastard, kind of look on her. In the following or preceding like 15 minutes, the head guard will help you bring Rue to the cart and will help you get that cart on the road. Is there anything you wish to do in that time?
No, I will just put my hat and veil back on.
Okay. Back to the Three Stooges.
Do we notice them moving around?
It takes a little time, but you'll notice down the long pathway that the gate guard plus the small girl are now exiting the house, and there is a carriage that is being driven towards the front of the house. They are entering the carriage. It is now driving down the road in your direction. Also, throughout all this, Silwyn, you at
But
one
that's
point in
not even
time,
her name.
Sil, at one point in time, wait, is your name just Sil now?
Yeah.
Okay. Forgot about the AIDS cancer. You go through your bag and you find that bottle of there. You had a very fine bottle of wine in there. It's now completely empty. And
Do
it
I
was-
see this?
Yes.
Does it have a label?
Yes.
What does the label say, or is it in a different tongue?
It is in Elven. It
But
is.
wait, what?
It's in Elven.
Elven isn't a written language.
It's not a written language, but you can write in Elven. It's kind of like how
This changes everything.
it's kind of like how Orcish isn't a written language, but it's written in a Dwarven script.
Well, this changes everything.
Or is that Giant?
Giant.
Yeah, it's written in Common, but it's in the Elvish language. It says a Wasp Hunter's Red Port, 15 WP, Wasp Hunter Ranch, Maith. Though you don't remember the exact day that you got it, you do remember being handed this wine from a friend. Or at least someone who had respect for you and vice versa back in Maith. It's also a very expensive bottle of wine, and you know that much.
I'm thinking this is probably what we drank. And hand the bottle over to the drunk.
I stare at it. Yep, that looks like it. I sniff it. I open the cork.
Oh, the fumes are still there. And this will carry the scent of that wine for quite some time before it starts to sour. The gate opens, and the guard who was once guarding the gate steps out. He turns to you, Isilta, and says, "For our house's prosperity and yours own," he bows to you.
I nod.
Please take good care of her, at least until the job is done.
I will.
Kanna approaches you, Isolta.
Uh-huh.
How did you convince her to leave?
I pick one of my needles.
Of course. You have been trained well. Now, are we going to leave, or... She points to the three standing over there.
You know, and someone is just going to snap her fingers. There you go. Use the bottle. There's your instrument. Problem solved. I can think of no instrument that would suit you better.
I'd rather drink it. I hand it back to Syl.
What am I going to do with an empty bottle? Just put it back in the bag.
That'd probably be the best idea. Ow.
Better to put it away than let you see anything that reminds you of alcohol.
I shrug it off.
So you all see this. Although you don't see the girl, you see Isolta stepping out of the cart. Or in the cart itself. And Isolta, the question that Kenna asked you. Your response?
I guess they were given a mission by someone, but just tell our compatriot that he is free to follow the cart as it is going to it where it needs to go.
Of course. Kanna returns to the three of you. And, she says, Lady Rue has been collected. We are going to be taking her in this cart. You are free to follow until the job is done. And when it is done, I assume we will part ways. Or you have more to do. I do not know what your circumstances are. She bows her head, nods, and goes to the cart.
Well, I suppose
I
it's time.
elbow Syl again.
Hello.
How much gold are we getting?
You're not spending it on booze. 50.
Each? Or total.
That never came up in the negotiation.
Oh no.
Okay.
I get up
It's
and
better to not think of things like that. Just be glad you're getting paid.
that is true. Now, shall we take our leave?
Yeah, let's go.
Off. Off to fucking, what's it called? Lakeshore, I suppose.
Okay. Isolde, do you or Kana direct the cart?
Should be Kara, yeah.
Okay. Kara takes the reins. Kara? I don't remember these names. God, I miss being a neat. My brain worked back then. Kara. She takes the reins and it begins moving. You guys leave out of the nearest gate, to which Raphael, Sil, and Val will find their cart. Although,
Yep, I am following.
right? You ride north.
I will walk along.
You know, I wonder how they were able to convince what's her name? Rue.
This grade is much too large.
Yes, it is. I love the distance from Jinkai to Lakeshore being 10 feet.
It's quite far. Again, I am not a master cartographer. Nothing to scale. You guys begin traveling up northwards towards Lakeshore. As it is, you guys approached this town quite late, and you won't get very far without the sun setting first. I would say somewhere after the sun is completely gone. Isolta, your captive awakes. She begins to stir. Shakes her head a bit. Where am I? What have you done?
Hey, you're finally awake.
Good lord.
Is the moon out yet?
Yes.
Is it full?
Yes.
Alright, so my eyes are not as scary right now.
I'm still messing with the girl. You were trying to cross the border, right?
You guys have separate cards. Oh, actually, no.
Damn it.
Yeah, you guys have separate cards. Someone's being a little sneaky, secretive person.
It's
Yes.
over.
The moon is out. It is full. Oops. Isildur.
He just has a message cantrip. He's just giving Schizo messages.
You can't have that many schizos in the party.
What do you say to this? To your captive prisoner? Is she
I
bound
take
in
the
any way?
veil off. Kinda like not too restrictive, but she can't like use her arms.
It's okay. Okay, you take the veil off.
And I will just look at her eyes and don't say anything.
Now describe to me what she's seeing.
So she sees me looking at her eyes directly, and when she focuses on my eyes, she would see emptiness,
Okay.
like a void or something like that.
Like void gaze, maybe?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Powerful. Powerfully creative. Are your eyes the same color as they were?
Yeah, they are still white.
Okay. She seemed angry. She seemed surprised. Now she's just worried. She doesn't know what she's gotten herself into. But enough time passes. It is much too dark to travel. Do you guys bed down here?
How far is Lakeshore between Jinkei?
Very far.
Pretty far.
Yeah.
I'd say
It's
like,
supposed
Like
to be
10
time to
feet.
stop.
how far is Los Angeles to San Francisco? No. Sacramento.
I don't know. I don't live in California.
Wait, what do you mean? How long is from where?
How far would it take to ride a horse from Los Angeles to Sacramento? I forget.
Like a week, 2 weeks.
I was saying
Because it's 8 hours from Sacramento to LA.
by what? Plane?
Car.
By car?
Yeah, it's 8 to 9 hours.
It says it's a 426-mile distance, and the carriage is about 10 miles on average. So 42 hours.
I guess that seems perfect.
So a few days.
Glad
Yeah,
I didn't
basically,
choose
like-
Seattle.
3 days of travel.
Yeah, you guys got some time to travel, and you all left immediately.
Yeah.
Keep the drunk away from the booze. That's the name of the game.
All right, you guys. I assume, are you going to camp, or are you just going to keep driving through the night?
I think we should camp.
Yeah, we can't see in the dark.
That is also a problem for Kara. That is true, and the other human.
We will also camp.
The cart stops. The cart stops. You guys stop as the cart in front of you stops. You guys set up camp. Now, here in the Rose, people aren't often afraid of anything bad happening. At least, they're not afraid of bandits by any means. Although there are, on occasion, some barbarians from the freelance would come roaming around looking for stuff to steal, usually food. And if they're gonna kill you, it's because you're a Greythorn.
Oh boy.
But here in Whitevine territory, it's usually very safe everywhere. You could probably just get a bedroll, plant it down somewhere in the middle of Whitevine territory, go to sleep, and wake up alive. And not robbed.
It's because of the color of the plant.
It's because the Whitevine are very militaristic and they punish extremely. They engage in extreme punishment. And they also have a very weird, loyalty to themselves. They're not going to steal from themselves or each other. And even though you guys aren't Whitevine, you'll still fill the backdraft of that respect. So you guys don't really need a guard. And there aren't really any predators out here. You're not going to be eaten by a coyote in the middle of the night. So,
Damn it, there goes the coyote suicide.
yeah.
It's over.
So you guys can just go to sleep. If you want. I'm not saying you can. I'm not saying you don't need to set up watches, but if you want to, it's up to you.
I mean, presumably from some travel time here, safe to know that it's probably gonna be safe in this area. Actually,
I will approach the group and
was
tell
gonna
them
say-
that we should set watches, not for external reasons, but to keep our guest with us.
What do you mean by that?
yeah, that was a long hesitation on calling them a guest.
I ramble
Well.
on about Balulu.
I'm gonna
Well, if you-
get physically closer to Rowan, like inch by inch closer.
Well, if you have all that energy to yep, you can take first watch.
I will take first watch. I'll tell all the ghouls and ghosts and goblins around here that come attacking us about the greatness of our Balulu.
What's a goblin?
What's a Valulu?
I will stop Rowan on the.
I yap and yap and yap and yap and yap and yap.
Certified yapper.
All right, so you see the circle point on the elbow.
The what?
There's a red circle point on the elbow. The right
Oh.
image.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, I will stab him there.
Stab who?
Can I do a perception test or a perception check?
Rowan.
Already doing violence against the party. Is it on the left side or the right side? Right
Uh,
side.
I mean,
right side, yeah.
it would have to be
a
sleight of hand against perception.
Shioli?
Yeah. He's a drunk. He
is
barely
not,
notices.
He is not drunk. He is a drunk.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's a drunk.
Yeah, and then it's going to be a perception versus sleight of hand.
Well, actually, what would my perception be?
What would your perception be?
Yeah, I already gave you my ability scores, so I didn't really calculate any of my stats yet.
Do you want a perception proficiency? That's probably.
I would assume he does.
You have 16 wisdom, so you'll have 8 perception raw, I think.
He'll have 12 perception with proficiency, same as me.
Do you want proficiency in perception? You should. Yeah, to commit to it if you are.
In perception? Yeah.
Okay. You are proficient in perception because your character sheet hasn't been created. How dare you? Go ahead and roll a d20 plus 12.
Is this going to be by sight or by ear?
Probably by sight. Is this your new token, Haku?
Yeah.
What would he see?
Let's
Well,
see.
I think it'd be sleight of hand versus, wouldn't it?
Well, what is it? Are you trying to stab him secretly?
I mean, kind of fast.
Well, you gotta remember, Rowan's on watch right now. He's still yapping, but he's still on watch.
You both failed, but he passed a little bit. But you failed a little harder. None of you reaching 21. Isolde.
Wait, are you using... Which character sheet are you using right now?
What do you mean?
They have different dexterity.
Yeah, but aren't you just attack? Wait, are you doing a sleight of hand?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of
You're trying to be secretive.
trying
about
to
the stuff.
hide it. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. All right. And I'm not the one making the roll. You are.
Oh,
Is that D20 plus
can
9
roll.
your roll? Oh, no, that's not.
no, that was something else.
Well, then you can roll your thing. What are you waiting for me for? Okay. He sees nothing. As you inch towards him, and you jab him. Right in that little elbow point. What does this do?
That should take him out for about an hour.
So, he's yapping away. You guys are like, all right, you take watch. And then he's yapping about this Valulu thing. You have no idea what it is. And all of a sudden, silence. As Rowan keels over. Hits the ground like a sack of potatoes. If any of you were
Guess
looking
the
in this direction,
hangover got to him.
I halfway through setting up my own like bedroll. I'll go over and try and figure out what happened to Rowan.
what do you do to determine that?
I'm gonna go see if he's asleep, dead, or if he yapped himself to death.
Well, he's alive, but he is unconscious.
Plus unconscious. That's cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's alive. He's just, not conscious. Kind of just hit the ground like, boom.
Ass up.
Yeah. The Johnny style from Metal Gear Solid.
Yes.
My fucking Bard is Jacko posing in the forest, man.
So,
It's over.
who's taking first watch then?
Do I see why he passed out, or
If you weren't looking in his direction when it happened,
no?
no.
I wasn't looking at him at all. I was getting ready for bed.
Well, he's just out.
I'm gonna pull his bedroll out and like lay him down in there.
All right. You tuck the elf You tuck the elf into bed. This weird mess of an elf. As for the rest of you,
Well, now someone else has to take first watch.
I will take care of it.
I nod and head back to bed.
Well, I guess you can decide who takes a second watch. Just wake them up. And then set up a bedroll and doff the chainmail.
okay? Isolta, you take the watch. I keep losing this page. I'm so glad that I could search Google tabs. Isolta, you take watch. How long do you plan to do it?
How long are we sleeping? 8 hours?
I assume so. If you're sleeping directly as the sun sets, it'd still be nighttime when you wake up.
All right. So how long would it take for dawn?
12 hours.
Okay. Damn, it's winter.
It's the 1st of March.
So
I'm not sure if something might have happened to my calendar's clock. Because it doesn't seem right. It's a 12-hour day, 12-hour night.
yeah.
I'll fix this another time. Let's say nighttime. What? Holy 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 hours. 10 hours of daylight.
All right, then I will do it for 3 hours and then wake Raphael.
Okay. You wish to make any checks?
I will do a. I will look at Rue, see what she's doing.
Her eyes are closed, but she's not sleeping. She's kind of like she's mumbling something to herself. She stops periodically. Sometimes she opens her eyes and looks around, and she sees you, and then she gives you this little glare, and then she closes her eyes again and starts mumbling stuff.
All right. Other than that, no.
Okay. Your 3 hours go by. You may now wake up a new person.
Yeah, I wake up the giant and just tell him that to keep a very close eye on Miss Rue. There shouldn't be any problems from anywhere else.
And what problem exactly you expecting from within here?
She might try to escape.
I was told this was an escort. I didn't expect a prison detail.
Well, sometimes people don't want to go where they have to go.
Interesting. I'll grumble and sit up.
All right. You get up. Yeah, begin taking your part of the watch. Do you wish to make any checks or do anything at this time?
No, I'm gonna fiddle with the mark on my left arm though.
Okay.
Like,
off in the distance, the far distance, what feels like a very, very far ways away, you hear the howling of wolves. But as a Black Bloom, you know that the wolves in this region are generally not harmful to bipedal creatures such as yourself.
I also have nature proficiency.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't matter. It's just general knowledge. The wolves here take from animals, not from humans. How long do you stay on watch?
How long? I was woken up after what, 4 hours?
You believe so.
Stay on watch till sunrise.
Sunrise isn't for another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 8 hours. I fixed my clock.
8 hours?
I fixed my clock, yeah.
I will stay awake for then 4 and either go wake up the yapper or wake up the elf.
Right. Your time has passed. Do you wake up the yapper or the elf? Or the not yapper?
I'm gonna go check on Rowan and see if I can wake him up.
That's a good question. Rowan, why don't you make me a make me a will power check. If you pass the willpower check, then you will wake up from your stupor. That'll be a d20 plus 16. If you don't, you'll just continue to sleep. But it'll be a normal sleep, not a Chinese voodoo sleep. Rowan, after a couple hours, you wake up. Let's say, actually, you wake up around the same time. At the same time, you'll notice Raphael wandering about on his watch, fiddling with his weird tattoo.
Fuck, I feel great.
Dude, just wake up and just shoot up immediately, start blabbering.
So this is at the.
So where did I leave off? Well, Velulu, they're really great.
You don't say.
You know what? I kind of regret not staying at Jinsei. I should have stayed a little bit more longer.
And why is that? You agreed to come along on this little foray.
Yeah, but then when that kiosk lady told us all that cool stuff there, it's kind of. I'll just have to go back.
It's possible.
But at this point in time, it is your watch still, Raphael. Do you tell him to go back to sleep, or you let him stay up?
I'm gonna follow Raphael. I'm gonna keep yapping.
At this rate, the two of you will have a watch together.
I'm gonna ask him to explain what Velulu is and what they do.
Well, they are actually really, really cool. So they had this one thing where they punched the spirit thing into smithereens. I don't know how the hell they did it, but they were doing it. Then they had this weird ass Nicandra. I don't know what the fuck that is, but well, I kind of do, but I've never seen one. Giant tentacles and everything. Huge as a house. They scared it off to the north.
No.
And this Volulu is a sorcerer, the magician.
Yeah.
What kind?
The magic kind.
Do you continue yapping about Valulu throughout the watch?
Yep.
I don't glean anything from. I was curious for a minute as to whether or not there was some kind of like powerful magic with Volulu or what. I'm not entirely sure this person's real. That's what I'm getting.
Oh no, they're 100% real. They're my drinking buddy.
Drinking buddy, you say?
Just trying to find a proper status effect.
Bewildered.
I don't know.
Raphael
I think
here.
stunned is pretty fucking accurate.
Stunned or frightened? Alright. The 4 hours pass. Your guys' watch is done.
Wait, I think degenerating is better.
Did you-
I end the watch with a, hey, did you know that I'm actually an elf researcher?
I recall your profession, little man. I think you might have told me more than a dozen times. Now, I think it would be in both of our best interests here to get some sleep. I'm going to go wake up the little ranger, and then I'm going to go to bed. Did I glean anything from 4 hours of like info dumping about Valulu?
go
Anything that like
roll
piqued
an
my
in-
interest?
Roll an intelligence check.
Let me see here. Where's my fucking intelligence?
Your intelligence is 13.
It's plus mod, right? It's not plus score.
Plus score.
It's plus score?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a flat check.
Damn!
Man, you guys' checks suck today.
No, that's the class. That's the classic.
You get the feeling that this Valulu person is well, you're not sure if they're real. To be completely honest, because everything that this Rowan guy is saying about Valulu is seems fantastical. Seems like some fairy tale kind of stuff. Maybe the man is a bit drinks a bit too much. Maybe he has a disease that leaves him touched in the head. Because this Valulu person is way too magical, way too powerful, does way too much. Still, you wake up in the middle of the night as Raphael tells you it's your turn.
I lean down towards the little elf and whisper, "Now, if Rowan wakes up, starts talking, just knock him out. But do whatever you have to do. Put him to bed. But he he decided to keep watch with me. So if there's any trouble, wake me or wake the assault.
I'm guessing it wasn't a good experience for you.
I gleaned a bit of information, but that boy can talk. Well, I'll leave it at that.
And so we'll get up and start her watch.
All right. Sil, you get up, you start your watch. Is there anything you're going to do, or are you going to make checks, or what? What's up?
Since it's seemingly obvious from how Raphael was speaking that he didn't really get to do anything on his watch, just to check to make sure that there's nothing trying to ambush us, there's no tracks of any creatures around, etc.
All right. Perception, wisdom, or survival, whichever you prefer. The skilled checks will give you more
Survival.
survival. Yeah, you check around. You're checking for tracks.
Yeah, just signs that anything's kind of around us at the current time.
Most of the signs here say that this is a somewhat traveled area. Mostly you'll see like the treads of wagon carts sort of pushed into the ground in the grass.
And then just generic footprints and beast of burdens.
Yeah, those two. A lot of beasts of burden, actually. And every once in a while, you'll notice that there might have been signs of some sort of small creature like rabbits. But nothing else.
But nothing worrisome.
Nothing special.
That's
Nothing
good.
out of the ordinary. You're not too familiar with the Rose or Whitevine territory, but it doesn't seem like anything's out here is trying to get you. Daytime hits, and you guys can continue on your travels if you please. What are you guys doing?
Don the chainmail.
You don your chainmail. As for the rest of you,
Gonna wake up and start packing up.
immediately start packing up camp. You'll
I
see.
checked my pockets.
What are you checking for?
I'm checking for my items.
Now, what would Rowan have? What would this character sheetless character have?
Well, for one, I have a syringe I bring around.
Okay.
Checking to see if I have that in my pocket. My emblem
Ooh, wow. I rolled a 1 on a D100.
and a spoon.
That's good, though.
Yeah, you have all three of those.
Neat. I take out the spoon and look at it.
Yeah, it's
Is it very shiny?
it is quite shiny. Very shiny.
Good. I put it back in my pocket.
Yeah.
I check to see the contents of the syringe that I still have.
I believe it's a purplish brown fluid.
Yep, in a metal syringe thingy.
Yep.
A big giant syringe thingy.
Yep. One of those big old scary old school tetanus shots.
Yup. I sigh a relief, and then I put them all back in my coat.
Okay.
Then I check for my 3 silvers.
You got 3 silvers. And a copper.
Nice. I whistle my way back to the carriage.
Alright. You return to the carriage. Still, I imagine you are doing the same thing once your chainmail is on.
Yep.
Raphael, you pack up, You load up, I assume.
Yep.
Give me
Isolta.
the good boy horse a pat.
Hey, can I see that map?
He just says this out loud to nobody.
Exactly. I just go, can I see that map to no one? And then I yell it again. Can I see the map?
So we'll just let a long drawn sigh and then pull a map of the region out and hand it over to him.
Disturbed man shouts at clouds.
Okay, where the fuck are we headed again?
Boy!
We're heading to Lakeshore. Is your memory shot from all the drinking you do?
I just wasn't listening.
We've said it on multiple occasions. One of those times, you should have listened.
One of those times, you're the one who said it.
I will clearly remember if I said it. Now give me the map.
You said it somewhere between the first and second time you traumatized that poor human.
God.
What happened?
We're heading to Lakeshore.
Yes.
That's it. That's all I got from these guys. I hand it back. There's nothing I can do. These guys are set in their ways.
Isolta, what are you up to in this morning?
Sill's just gonna go stand near Raphael because at least he seems normal.
Nothing, just the usual stretching.
Kara will approach you, Isolta.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple more days of... It's not the right accent for it. There are a couple more days of travel. We will be requiring food sometime soon. We didn't exactly pack to leave the day of.
We could hunt
She
and
looks
gather.
to her... she looks to the... I'm just gonna call you the Three Stooges. She looks towards the Three Stooges like... Would you like me to task that elf over there to do just that?
Yeah, she should be able to.
And how is the young Hui?
Yeah. How is she?
Right now she's asleep. She's like she's completely out. She's drooling.
All right. She's fine.
Well, be sure to keep your eye on her. She is... I don't know too much about the Hui family, but I do know that some of them were quite cunning during the war. If your father was imparted anything upon you, as I know he did, she probably received the same.
Mm-hmm.
She smiles and bows her head, and she walks over to the other three. Excuse me, young elf.
Hello.
You are equipped with a bow and arrow. Are you a proficient hunter?
I sure hope I am.
Would you?
I'd look pretty stupid carrying a bow around.
Well, it's one thing to shoot a bow, and to shoot a person. It is another thing to hunt. We have left in such a hurry that it is very apparent to me that none of us are really meant to travel such a trip. Would you be so kind as to try and procure us food?
I cut in. Did I hear hunt? I'm very good at that because I'm always broke.
If you would like to as well.
I run off.
She stands there flabbergasted. Noticeably.
Don't worry about him.
What's he
He's
gonna
fine.
hunt with?
He's gonna hunt with that Valulu. That's what he's gonna do, I firmly believe him.
I give an okay sign to Syl that I can do this.
I give him a thumbs up as he runs away.
I'm gonna go hunt.
I'm gonna go the opposite direction. I don't want to be anywhere near him.
I was going to suggest just that. Thank you, young elf.
So, how many things can I kill with vicious mockery?
I'm just gonna run around and yap at the animals till they kill themselves.
Well,
What the fuck is that?
It's
Yep,
in your dump
that's-
stats.
That's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna go vicious mockery on our hunt.
Okay. Sure.
He's gonna get within 60 feet of something and scream at it.
Why not? Call that rabbit a bitch. All right. Hunters. Wisdom or survival? Wisdom, survival, or nature? Or int?
I'll go wisdom.
All right.
Survival and
He will call the rabbit flat and the rabbit will die.
on top of finding, some kind of food, also just be on the lookout for like berry. Be on the lookout for like berries and herbs alongside the game.
Damn.
There,
And,
I did my roll.
That was almost a natural 20.
And it's time to roll the first one of the session.
Wow.
Would I be able to?
That was two 19s in a row.
Wait, how is your survival higher than mine?
This is
I
wisdom.
use wisdom.
Oh,
What were you saying,
I'm
Raphael? I'm sorry.
I'm calling rabbits and birds that I see expletives.
I'm just trying to parse this silliness that's happening in front of me, combined with the two natural 19s. Jesus Christ. Rowan, as you run off into the distance, separating yourself from your employer and coworker, you come across you'll find 2 rabbits, a bird, and a boar.
Oh,
Do you
this
try
boar
to-
is gonna get it.
Do you try to conquer all of these animals, or just
Yes,
select
I'm gonna
ones?
go vicious mockery on each and every one of them.
All right, let's see. Okay, rabbit number 1. What do you do? How do you mock that rabbit?
You can't even build a hole for yourself. That's why you're out here. I hope you die. Now.
What's vicious mockery's damage?
a D4.
Powerful. Go ahead and roll damage against the rabbit. Honestly, I'm not even sure if rabbits have the charisma to resist the damage anyway.
It's a wisdom save.
It's wisdom?
Yeah.
I doubt animals have the power to resist the damage of this anyway. Regardless, a rabbit's gonna have 1 HP. That rabbit keels over and dies with a little, with one of those little screeches, like in
get the
like
next
once in
one.
World of Warcraft. Next rabbit you come across.
Every time I do one of these vicious mockeries, a vine boom pops up, and then low tier god, fucking electric god fist them.
All right, next rabbit. How do you
Kill
insult this one?
yourself. No.
All right, demonetized off YouTube. Roll a damage. Oh yeah, this one just you break this one down, and it does like a hop. It bounces like 3 feet into the air and lands lifeless. All right, bird. What do you do to bird?
You are like a summer ant.
I think if this bird was a human, it wouldn't be able to comprehend your insult, but you kill it anyway. All right, now the boar.
I really don't know what to say to the boar, so I flip it off and say "fuck you."
Okay, roll for damage. Wow. So this boar gets hit by the damage, and it freaks out. It's not dead. And it does see that the only alive creature within distance of it is you. And boars are
Vicious
aggressive.
mockery again.
It charges you. Roll me initiative. Let me find your...
It's Dex, right?
Yeah, your dexterity modifier. So D20 plus 1. You gotta beat a 23 with a natural 20.
Damn. How am I gonna beat that?
You're not. You only rolled a plus 1. Do you guys see the little dice tray that I've added?
No.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean the thing at the bottom?
Yeah.
How do I remove the dice tray?
Remove.
Never mind. Here we go.
Also, this neat little dice tray calculator. Yeah. So this boar, you hit it, with your little psychic assault. It freaks out, and it sees that there's this elf standing like 40 feet away, because I'm pretty sure Vicious Mockery is very low range, right? 60 feet?
60.
60? Yeah, and you're standing close to it for some reason, because you're just super gung-ho, and eventually you're just like, you know what, I'm just going to get close and flip this stupid thing off, and it's going to keel over and breakfast. It charges directly at you. And, you know what? Where is... Just to... Just, for this silly little bit here, we'll put on the combat music. It's a regular boar, not a special boar. Not to worry too much, but it is charging, so it's gonna have extra d6 of damage. But it rolls a 15 to hit. What's your AC?
I am not sure.
You got +1
What's
from
your
Dex.
dex?
Do you have any armors?
Just leathers, I guess.
You have that leather coat. I'll allow that
So light
to be a
armor?
+1. So you have a 12?
Yeah.
That's what you should have built your character.
I just have a shirt and normal. I just have normal researcher clothes and a cloak that keeps me warm at night.
Yeah, I would say that adds you a +1. As this board charges into you to gore you. dealing 5 points of damage. What's your HP?
Should we just call it a...
Did you set your HP?
Yeah, I have 6 plus I think 10, right? I would have 10.
What's your con?
His con's 14, so
He'd
last
have
dice.
8.
Oh, I'd have 8.
Bards are D6?
Yeah, you have bards at D6.
It is your turn. The boar has gored. You're injured, visibly.
I
Now would be a good time to know your spells if you have them.
I know, huh?
All them Costco hot dogs, man. Prevent him from making his character sheet. That's why we have a 0 session. Silwyn, you're out hunting. And
I mean, I can give him advice on a spell he should probably have.
you're
Well,
out-
I can actually. So I picked 2 spells, right? Along with the 2 cantrips.
Yes.
Yes, and depending on what type of elf you are, like if you're a free elf, you also get another spell.
I imagine he's a slave elf. Does that make sense for being a Kalulu elf? A Kalulu
Yeah, so he would
employee?
just be a cantrip.
So it would just be cantrip right now.
No, you would also have spells.
Oh, okay.
You would have 2 spells of your choice from any spell list in the game.
Neat.
And you're able to change a spell every level and learn new ones. And there's some spells that are very nice because they don't have a roll to hit.
Sil,
Hello.
roll me a d20 plus
What?
roll me a d20 plus whatever you rolled for your survival check, which I think was like 33.
Yeah.
Sil, off in the distance, you see a beautiful, beautiful buck. Pops out from behind a tree, takes a look around, grazes a little grass.
How far away is it?
100 feet.
I'm assuming he doesn't really notice my presence or anything.
Doesn't seem to. Rowan,
Okay,
got an action yet, Rowan? It'd be awful if Rowan just died here in session 1.
But do I see any of what's going on, or did they fuck off way into the distance?
It's a good question. Rowan went on a little bit of a rampage, so he might be pretty far out. Yeah, Rowan's pretty far out. Boyboo would be proud. I didn't even crit. So whenever you're ready to take your turn, Rowan. Holy shit.
How long have they been gone?
Uh, it's been at least an hour. Hunting is no small endeavor.
Well, it's my turn again, right?
Oh, yeah, it's been your turn.
Oh, okay. I cast sleep.
All right. Roll the
On
HP.
himself.
Honestly, that wouldn't be a bad thing.
Well, it's goring me right now, right? It's like on top of me, so I can like practically touch it
Yeah.
and put a sleep on it. Okay.
Yeah. Roll the HP. How much HP can you put asleep right now? God.
It says here it's
5d8.
5d8. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way he can't put it to sleep.
Rowan, as you're getting gored to death, the boar keels over and starts to snore.
Oh, that's it, you little fuck. I'm gonna go look for are there any berries around?
Yes.
Okay. I take out my silver spoon and I put the berries in there and I force feed the pig.
You force feed the sleeping pig, which will wake up in a minute, just so you know.
Okay. In a minute, right?
Yes.
So I walk back and I stare at it and wait for that minute.
Okay. You walk away. The boar stumbles to his feet and looks around. It's confused. It doesn't seem to want to charge you again, though. It's content to just leave. What do you do?
I keep staring at it and I stare back at my spoon.
Okay. It leaves in a hurry.
I try and follow it.
Are you gonna stalk the boar?
Yes.
All right. How long do you attempt to do this? Would you like to roll stealth?
Yeah. What's my roll for this?
Your dexterity is 13. You have a 7 without being proficient. Yeah, the boar sees you and it picks up its pace and runs. I could probably turn this music off.
How far is it away from me?
You're in a big wide open plain, so after a while it just stops running.
Okay. Can I still see it from far away?
Yeah, it's just bowling around looking for stuff.
Okay. I will just sit down and stare at it, counting down to 10 minutes.
Got it. Syl, big beautiful buck. What do you do?
Just try to take a shot from cover and just aim for a quick, clean kill on it.
All right. I would say if you take a called shot to the head, I'll let you kill it. It's technically not defending itself by any means.
Time for a nat one. What's enough?
Yeah, you miss completely. Your arrow flies wide, and it looks around as it hears the arrow. It begins to walk, but not run. Do you wish to take another shot?
Yeah. Now we're gonna get the real one. Holy shit, these rolls
Jeez.
are...
It happens again, and as luck is on your side, it does not run away. It knows that something is making noise, and now it's kind of paying attention to its surroundings.
Okay, we're just gonna give up on the called shot and just go for just killing it.
Okay. Damn, you should have made that called shot. Roll for damage. What was the... No, it's a single crit, though.
Oh, that's a crit?
Mm-hmm. I'm giving you like +2 because of its size. Yeah. You get the arrow in the right spot. It does a big old burst that's gonna run away, but it's dead on its feet. Keels over, dies.
Well, I guess go collect the game, and on the way back, just look for any herbs that could go with it. Herbs, berries that aren't gonna kill us if
Alright.
we eat them.
You pick up
Forfeit elf.
this, like, what, 500-pound elk? Deer? Buck? Or did you rather clean the carcass and do your best to transport it that way?
Yeah, that's the only choice. That's way over the max.
Yeah. Maybe build a sled to throw the meat on and drag alongside you. Well, back to Rowan. Rowan, this pig finds a tree, and it looks like it smells something good and begins to dig up the dirt. How many berries did you shove in its mouth?
As many as I saw.
2 handfuls. Let's say that you can get. in
Want me
like
to roll a
minute.
d20?
Yeah, go ahead. 5 berries? Or how many berries is it supposed to be? I was just gonna say 2 handfuls, big old scoops.
Wow, okay.
Like a bowl of breakfast cereal. The pig starts digging. Probably smells a mushroom of some sort. And out of nowhere, a jet of vomit begins to erupt from this pig's mouth, almost pushing it onto its hind feet. And it kind of just, it looks like a violent spray.
I stand up in celebratory success. Take that, you fuck.
The boar runs. It disappears into a small wooded area about 60 feet away from it. You've lost track of this boar. And I like to remind you, you are grievously wounded. Would you
I
like-
walk back and go grab my my chicken, my rabbits and bird.
You grab your rabbits and bird, and you return to camp.
Yeah.
Raphael, you see Rowan off in the distance, approaching the camp, and he is just covered in blood. There's a big old
I
tear.
have a big ass grin on my face.
There's a big old tear in his pants, and blood just kind of covering the entire little region. And he has in his hands 2 rabbits and a bird.
I got that bastard.
Boy, how did you kill 3 small critters and return mortally wounded? How did you manage that?
Boar, gore. In between the laughters, I try and explain. Or gourd. Fuck.
You know, you came back with something. I am at least proud of that. You came back with something. I expected you to show up looking like shit, empty-handed. But whatever the fuck happened out there, I'm sure there's some great formidable foe in this like plane of quaint existence.
Oh yeah, that formidable foe is gonna be projectiles vomiting for quite a while.
I'm sure he is. And Sil,
About
y'all
20
two
minutes.
left together.
About 20 minutes. Oh, actually, you still talking? You still talking?
Yeah, I was trying to see if Rowan knew where Sil went.
I'll I'll get these dressed.
Lord have mercy.
Still, you do your best to remove the innards. You
Just prepare it
quarter-
and get the usual meat off of it, and then wrap it in the blanket and sling it over the shoulder.
All right. You dress and quarter. Do your best to get everything edible. Well, everything's technically edible, but except for like hooves. But yeah, you get your food. You drag your food to camp. And,
With some lovely herbs and berries.
Raphael, you see off in the distance this diminutive elf with a bag slung over the shoulder, laden with meat. Still, you'll see Rowan, who looks hurt real bad, as he's finishing up carving, skinning rabbit and carving a bird.
Laughing his ass off.
Laughing at God knows what.
Just keep walking without like taking her eyes off of Rowan, just horrified that he somehow nearly died to 2 rabbits and a bird.
Historically, I suppose the rabbits have been a bit of a problem.
Does he even know how to cook it?
Kyra can take care of the cooking.
Kara bows her head, and I will prepare all of this for us if you would allow me to. This is my duty. And she will begin to set up a fire.
Yep, I hand them the prepared birds and rabbits.
Kara will cook a meal for the lot of you.
I'll cook my own portion if that's fine.
She looks at you. If you insist. She cooks, and she takes the first batch, and she waves over to Isolta. Make sure she eats. She will need her strength. And just in case we don't find more food on the way. As she points to Rowan. I am not so sure about that one, but I do believe these people will be useful for the time.
Mm-hmm.
I write in my notebook about my findings with the spin. I write, needs to work faster.
Yeah, it's not that useful when you want instant revenge. Especially against something that could run away about 60 feet every 6 seconds. You guys eat. Isolt, roll me a insight check. As you approach Rue.
Okay.
As you approach to give Rue her food, do you stick around to watch her eat or to keep watch on her, or do you just give it to her and leave?
I give it to her and tell her to eat, and I stay nearby.
Okay. She readily accepts the food, but she gives you this look like she's scheming. Or at the very least, has it out for you. That's all.
Okay.
You guys eat. You continue your travels. Or do you chill out here in
Yeah.
the White Vine Plains?
I imagine once we're done eating, we'll peace out.
Yeah, I mean, Scylla's gonna clean up her cooking set and then press the digitation to clean the blanket so it's not covered in blood and gore and actually clean again.
Okay. All right. You guys pack up and you get back to traveling. You get on the road, or at least the trail, once more. You're not really on a road at this point in time, but you guys find your way back to it. The travel is uneventful. For the most part.
Quick question. Hi.
Hmm.
For recovering arrows, are we rounding up or rounding down?
Down.
Okay.
Travel's uneventful. You do see a white vine guard atop a horse driving full trot south towards Jinkei. That's like 3 hours into your trip today. Keep on going across this quiet countryside. Eventually you'll drive by a farm and you'll see a bunch of elves off in the distance working it. At noon.
We should try to get some grain from this farm.
Do you suggest this to who?
Kara.
Kara thinks about that. I think that might be doable. Do you know any of the... She looks around. She doesn't see any signs of any signs or any markings. Why don't you call out to those ones and see if we can to make a small detour.
Mm-hmm. Did she mean the guys?
The Three Stooges.
The dudes?
Stooges.
Alright.
Okay, to be fair, it's one stooge.
Don't worry. 2 of them will be a definite one for sure eventually.
I used the signal that we're going towards the farm. They should understand.
Who's
I signaled them with the OK sign.
Oh god, our driver's a madman.
well, I'm pretty sure the driver is Raphael. Because he can't really you guys you guys are like driving a carriage. The carriage is closed. And really the only person you can see out front will be the driver. So, Raphael, you see Isolt signaling to you. Probably pointing in a direction of one of these farms.
You know what? How about this? Sil will just be on top of the carriage because that's the furthest point away from Rowan.
Okay. So you're on top with Raphael? Because Raphael is sitting on top of the carriage to drive. He's not sitting in the driver's seat. You probably fit in the driver's seat better than he does.
Yeah, you know what fucking driver's seat it is then.
Alright.
Any way to stay away from people who've had to listen to the madman's rambling.
I'm just hanging out my arms and head from the side of the carriage.
You guys follow them on towards the farm.
Yes.
Okay. You drive towards the farm. You eventually come across the road that leads to the actual property. You ride up it, and eventually you'll find the farmhouse. The markings, Isolta, will signify that this is a lesser family, one that's definitely not considered nobility in any way.
Alright, I will tell Kara to stop the cart and I will make it on foot.
Okay. You walk up. You walk out. You approach the farmhouse.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you announce yourself?
Greetings. I'm looking to trade, well, buy. I do not say my family name. I just say my name.
Okay.
I pop my head out. I got 3 silver. What can I get?
The person at the door, how do they respond to you?
I'm gonna lean down over the side of the cart and yell at Roman. You can buy yourself an ass whooping, boy. That's what you can buy with that 3 silver.
The elf is distracted by the strange elf in the cart back there, offering 3 silver or something.
Don't go insulting these fine people's work.
Being, they believe, scolded by the giant riding on top of the carriage. And they look back at you.
I wave at the giant. Just 3 silver is 3 silver. Come on.
They look back at you, Isolde. And what exactly would you want to trade and trade in? And for what exactly? Are you here to buy crops? Slave?
I just need some travel supplies.
Oh, we have plenty of those. Do you require dried meats or?
Yeah, dried meats, some drinks, maybe some. I look back at the cart and I say, non-alcoholic.
Damn it.
Well, we have plenty of wine barrels, but if you want, we have treated water.
That will do.
And what do you
Actually-
offer? What do you offer?
I pop my head out. You got any medicinal drinks? Maybe natural remedies, whatever the hell you guys kind of just make here.
Are you looking for snake venom?
No, anything that they have. Like just
Anything.
whatever that they, like maybe they got like a random ass drink that they got that they think works and shit.
Man's treating medicine as drinks for his quest. Which honestly, for the time, is probably true. I think most of these random tinctures are usually just random shit dissolved in alcohol.
Until I meet the potion seller.
You can't handle his potions.
Watch me try.
Is that strange one? Is he your friend? Is he? I assume he's with you. I can give him something that he wants, but I'd rather not approach him. If you can get the silvers from him, I'll supply you with something.
Okay.
I hand
Well-
them this. I hand them the silver.
I would pay in gold if you accept currencies.
We will be more than happy to accept your gold.
Alright.
That the elf will go find a couple more elves to. The white vine elf will go and find a couple more white vine elves to help load a barrel or two of water. And did you mention how many days of meats you would want?
About 3 days.
She gets 3 days worth of meat. Dried meats. Dried and salted meats.
Mhm.
Yep. Loads it up into your cart. And accepts your coin. And the 3 silvers. She also gives you something for Rowan. It's 8-ounce bottle glass. Dark glass. Cork stopper.
All right.
This
Many
is what
thanks for your business.
Rowan looks like outside the cart. He is just popping his head out from the cloth and just going, "Hey, what's up?"
What did you say, Isolde?
I just thank the elf and nod and go back to the cart.
Okay. She bows at you. You guys part ways. Do you give him his bottle? By him, I mean Rowan.
I will give it to Raphael.
I
And
look at I look at Isolde. I'm like, but that's supposed to be mine.
well, he is the leader of your group, as far as I'm aware. But
Yo, big guy,
I don't believe
hand that over.
we have introduced ourselves.
Let's wait till we make camp tonight. How about that?
It's not even alcoholic.
You know, considering all the things that have happened, it doesn't need to be alcoholic. Let's take it. Let's take it a little easy.
Do you guys continue your trip?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Absolute nut. This is Rowan guy. You guys continue on traveling. Eventually you'll see a few more people on the road. Most of them are riding from Lake Shore to Jinkei. But eventually you come to a crossroad and you'll see people riding from say Seijin, or is it Seifen?
It's Jin.
You know, some Seijin to the east, probably going to Bahankors. That's generally uneventful. Most
Just
of the
delete
stuff,
the arrows.
most of the stuff out here, yeah, just nuke every single drawing. This is the best feature of this is bam. Yeah. Safe end to Bahankors. Most of the things to look at out here are literally just fields of
Beautiful
sometimes
wheat.
sometimes wheat. There are some cornfields out here, because those are a staple of the giants. And the white vines do provide for all of the rows. And a lot of people farming all those fields. All elves, all white vine elves. Eventually the sun sets. And you'll hear that howl off in the distance as the sun goes down. It is the twilight hour, the 20th hour of the day. Do you guys sit down for camp?
It'd probably be in our best interest.
Yeah.
You sit down for camp. Anything y'all doing?
Yeah, I'm pestering Raphael for that bottle.
I'll give him his bottle now that way I can.
Just heating up the leftover meat in a stew. And
Okay.
just doing discreetly and just using prestidigitation to heat up the stew itself directly.
Okay. Are you cooking for everyone? Or are you just cooking for yourself?
Yeah, there's enough for everyone in it.
Right. Even though you're doing that, Kara will hand out some dried meats.
And only offer it to Rowan if he acts normal.
Kara hands out dried meats. Raphael, you'll notice that she, she proportions your serving appropriately, which is something you're not used to when you're outside of giant society.
His portion, an entire barrel.
Just kidding. Fucking. The whole fucking boar.
Get in my belly.
And she starts a fire. She walks up to you, Isolt. I will take watch of young Rue. You should get a gauge for these people.
I know.
She returns to your cart. All right, you're all sitting around a fire, eating.
I pop open that bottle.
You pop open that bottle.
I smell it.
You're overwhelmed with the scent of black licorice. Well, licorice.
Based.
You got fucking Jägermeister. Oh my god.
I lock into research mode.
Do you down it or sip it?
I take a dabble of it into my finger and taste it. And then I bring out my notebook and start writing.
Wise man. It definitely tastes a lot like black licorice. It has a very spicy sort of slow roll burn into it. And you feel a bit of a shaky sweat. Just a little bit of a shaky sweat coming out of you. You're not sure what it means, though.
Can I cross-reference this with the other medicinal drinks or alcohols that I've had before?
When you think about it, you and the other numbers back in Kalulu's used to take these not pills, but spoonfuls of a liquid to help you stay awake through hard research hours. Feels kind of like that. You don't have any of the
some out
palpitations,
and check to see if it's actually kind of like that, but in a liquid kind of form.
It's hard to tell. This is it's
Is it a
a
syrup or is it more like a clear liquid?
it's like a syrup. It's a thick black syrup.
Noise.
Has a bit of a grit to it.
I bring my spoon and put fire up to it. No, just kidding.
As for the rest of you,
I will look at Raphael and just say that we haven't actually properly introduced ourselves, even though we are traveling for already 2 days. My name is Isolde.
I'll offer her my left hand. I am Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau the Third. Pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. I
I
will look at
over
Sil.
I overhear this. It's Rowendell 52. I'm a researcher. I'm not even looking up for my research. I'm just yapping
Your
like
last
always.
name is a number?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Honestly, why not?
All the other elves had numbers as well.
Were you a slave boy?
No, I don't think so. I've always been able to freely walk around.
Your last name's a number?
I shrug it. That's how it is. I don't know.
Were your parents 51 or 52?
I try to remember.
Yeah, your parents both had numbers. They
I've
weren't
always
51 or
just
52
lived.
though.
Yeah, I've always just lived in Madman's Rest, and now I get to travel around. By the way,
Sil's just gonna blink in disbelief.
I flash the emblem again. I'm also looking for items that have this emblem here.
Uh, mm,
I show them the emblem with the K.
Isolta, you don't know what this emblem is. Sil, because of your brain aids, you'll have to make an intelligence check to decipher this emblem.
Nah, I wouldn't even recognize it.
Raphael, you recognize this emblem because a lot of people like to talk back at the academy. You know that the daughter of the headmistress hates this person because they are competition to them. And every time she comes home, she always has some story to rant about fucking Kalulu, Lulu, and her garbage magical items that are worthless and awful.
Do I notice Raphael's stare because everyone else is fucking just blankly staring at me?
Yeah.
I'll my face will crack into like a slight smile as I look at it.
floor is yours, guys. You don't need to wait for me. I'm just doing rolls.
Well, if you see any of these items, do tell me, because I gotta take them in.
And who are you returning them to?
Well, to the maker herself.
And that would be.
Kululu.
Huh. And this is an associate of this Valulu?
Yeah. Practically her right hand probably does everything for her. You know, Valulu's great. And then I start yapping about Valulu since you mentioned it now.
Why did you have to ask? He was almost quiet.
I find his
could've-
yapping very funny.
You could have asked him something useful like, how are we supposed to tell him if we find these if he's with us?
Well, did you
Here.
tell them about the time that Valulu used one of Mistress Kalulu's items to actually kill people from so far away that they didn't even know? It was freaking great when they told me.
I will just
Now-
stare into his eyes.
Now, that hold on now. This item's real, and it worked,
Oh, yeah.
and Kululu made it.
Yep. You can remember their face, you use it, and then you send a telepathic shockwave to their brain.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Pretty
What?
cool, huh?
What's the purpose of it? Why is it send a message if the point is to kill someone?
You just look, you just said it yourself. It's to send a message.
But
And
they're
it kills them.
dead.
If you use it too many times, it also affects the other people around them.
Could be one of those commune with the dead kind of things. Now, you work for this Kululu?
Yes, I'm one of the researchers. I take out one of my syringes.
Okay.
And where,
I slap it. This baby can produce so much chaos.
where is, I didn't think any of Kululu's people got out this way.
Oh, I asked.
What do you mean by that? You wanted to come out here to the Rosenwasser?
Not exactly here. I just said, hey, can I go outside and do some odd jobs? She told me, hey, what do you want to do? I told her, go drinking. So she told me, go ahead, go chronicle medicines, drinks, wine, and then, look for these magical items. So that's what I'm doing.
Have you found any?
I take out my spoon.
I raised my spork.
I show it. Yeah, this one here.
That's a spoon.
What does
Yeah.
it do?
You
Well.
use it to eat food.
Well, this one I found on my travel. So, one tavern, they had it, and they gave it to one patron, and let's say if you eat something with it, you projectile vomit twice the amount of it in 10 minutes.
Why?
What a horrible item.
It's great, isn't it? I
Interesting.
I put it above my head. It's like, you You know how much torture you can do with this?
I nod when he asks that.
Is the torture you speaking?
It can be as well.
Is Salt still just staring at Rowan?
Yes.
I raise my hand in front of the Salt's face. Just to see what she does.
I just look at you.
I move my hand away.
And now I'm locked in to your eyes.
Does anything happen, or do you intend for anything to happen with the stare, or is it just being some quirk about your character?
I mean, during the full moon, it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
I mean, it's only avoid gaze, I guess.
Okay. Carry on. When you guys are done chatting, just tell me that you're bedding down for the night and going from watches. I'm enjoying this. Please continue.
Alright, so I will ask, so why do you guys, or where did you get the job to transport Miss Rue to Lakeshore?
Well, I was directed here by my superior, and that's where I met Miss Sill over there. And I was given a vague description of our little our comrade, Mr. Rowan. So I assumed these two were the ones that I'd be working with. However, I was not told anything about yourself. What exactly are you doing here?
My family is friends with her family, and I'm just helping out. So where exactly did you get this jump from?
Well, when I was in Carver's stead, I was able to get this job from some finely dressed gentleman. All I remember is we went to a tavern and then I woke up in a carriage. I woke up with Raphael there, and unfortunately with just pointing over at Rowan, unfortunately with him.
Gold. I heard
Any-
gold.
Yes. You tend to get gold when you do things for people.
And this person, did he wear any particular colors?
Would Sil remember that?
Yes. If it was in your write-up, so yes.
It didn't say what color he was wearing.
Well, he was in it. I probably should. He was wearing, very fine outfit, kind of that velvety velour look. It was green. He had a gold necklace on him. It was more of a pendant.
He was wearing this putrid green outfit with gold jewelry. It was finely made, but it was not pleasing on the eyes.
He had one of those poofy feather caps. The feather was white.
And a white feather cap.
Do I recognize any of this?
What's
He's
your
at least paying
heraldry at?
50 gold.
What?
Do you have one proficiency in heraldry, or do you have multiple?
Yes, one.
You wouldn't recognize this at all.
Wait, one is for local, right?
Yes.
Yeah, have one. And did this man have any accents, or was he local to the Rose?
I mean, outside of Velador, you all have accents to me, so yes.
I mean, they are different accents, though.
I would assume he was from the Rose. He didn't sound like he was speaking a Western form of common.
It says he is foreign.
Yeah, it says foreign, but I'm not sure if that meant foreign as in foreign to the Rose or foreign as in foreign to.
If you went to
You know.
Mexico and I told you met a foreign man, would you believe he's from Mexico or from somewhere else?
Depends on the context.
You are in Mexico.
Then, I mean, he could have been from the West. I'm not really sure what any accents sound like when it comes to
Do
the
you
Grey
have heraldry,
Thorn.
Sylvan?
Fuck no.
Why don't you roll me an intelligence check?
I'm not sure what you're expecting to happen with an intelligence check in this character.
Jeez. I mean, plus 10 is not bad, but that was an awful roll. You do know that he didn't sound like a Greythorn. He didn't sound like a Greythorn. He didn't sound like a Black Bloom. He sounded pretty neutral. The giants in my world, Marilla, are based off of
Well,
Aztecs.
he's not from Velador. He doesn't sound like he's from the Rose, so
various Mesoamericans.
yeah. I'd say he's foreign.
What did his eyes look like?
I doubt there's any chance that Syl would remember. Syl somehow remembers.
What do you mean by look like? You guys just like color?
Eye color,
Shape.
I assume.
Shape and color.
He was round eye, and his eyes were blue.
He had blue eyes, and the eyes didn't match anything you would see from someone from For Okiden.
A Westerner.
I mean, considering if we were to escort this Rue from Jinkei to Lakeshore, why not just ask, her? I mean, if we're being paid to escort them, then it would make sense they would at least know who paid us.
Yeah, it would make sense to know who paid you guys. I know who paid me. But you guys don't know who paid you.
The joys of forgetting everything that happened once you met them. Which seems to be mutual between the three of us, pointing at the other two stooges.
I never met this man.
Okay, one stooge. I mean, you could always ask Rowan. You might almost be able to get an answer from him. But the easier one would just probably be asking Rue herself.
I don't believe it was her family that contracted you guys, since well, those are not her family colors.
So why would a noble from the west want to move a noble from Jinkei over to Lakeshore?
I just look at Sil and don't answer.
Whew. A lot of mental illness, schizophrenia, autism, dementia. Southernism.
It's an incredible mix of powerful autism.
It's an amazing cast.
Well, I mean, to be fair, this is actually quite literally going off information that Syl was provided.
Yeah, I know. I purposely, I made it that way purposefully. It's your fault. Do you try to continue the conversation, Syl? While this strange white vine human stares at you.
You know, there really is an easy way. Just point and start heading over towards the cart with Rue. We could just ask.
I don't stop. Sil.
That's it. You just
Yeah, just let him continue. Go ahead.
I follow Silk because it's kind of getting interesting now.
Syl, are you
You
actually
can ask if you want.
Yeah,
going to ask?
might as well
I,
actually get information.
Because Rowan really does not remember what the hell happened. All he heard was Sil was like, "Let's get gold," and then he wakes up and he's in front of the kiosk lady,
Exactly.
trying not to throw up.
Thankfully, he didn't.
You approach the white vine cart.
And give a knock on it and just say, Rue, are you awake?
Little Missy, can we have a talk?
Kara pokes her head out. Do you wish to speak to Rue for some reason?
Well,
I nod.
yeah, neither of us really remember what exactly our job was to actually transport her.
Yeah, we haven't really interacted with our transport job.
Which in itself is also a bit worrisome, and we're thinking she might have some idea of who would pay us to move her from Jinkei to Lakeshore.
I don't think she speaks the Western tongue. I can translate for you if you'd like. Would you?
What
Do you have
language
anything
does
you want
she
me to ask?
does she speak any other languages other than Rose ones?
She says something in Whitevine to Rue. You hear a bit of a grumble. It's in some language. You don't know what it is. She turns back to you. If you speak the Black Bloom Outsider tongue or the Graythorn tongue, she doesn't speak anything else. Only Rosen languages.
That just makes this job even stranger. Can you ask her if she would know any foreign noble with blue round eyes wearing green velvety clothes, why they would hire people to transport her from Jinkei to Lakeshore?
Can I hear them from where they are?
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
cart's
can't
not far.
imagine we're far.
You keep the
Okay.
carts close to the fire, you know. She kind of pauses at what you're saying, and she looks a bit confused. She turns to Rue, and she says something in the White Vine tongue. You hear some grumbling in the cart. Unless you step into the cart, you can't see Rue herself, but you just hear. You hear that she's there. She turns to you. Kara turns to you. Is like, she says she's not familiar with any. She hasn't. I am translating this directly, but she is not a friend of Western apes.
I see. Then just turn to Rowan. What are we even being paid for at this point?
Rowan?
No, Rowan
Uh,
died.
Yeah. Can you?
Oh, if only they knew that I know when they're not tabbed in.
Well, yeah. Honestly, I cannot speak any of these Elvish languages, so I'm kind of just like, so what the hell did they tell you?
I'm tabbing between my Word documents.
I can see you doing that too.